Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Invocation. Today we gather in garments of achievement and relief. Today, names are called forward. Today, families exhale. Today, advisors and mentors quietly remember younger versions of themselves. Today, years of labor, uncertainty, obsession, exhaustion, brilliance, and stubbornness arrive at the edge of language. Some people devote themselves to studying tiny particles. Some people devote themselves to poetry, oceans, economies, memory, cells, stars, and histories. Some people spend years asking questions few others are willing to ask. Some people persist through loneliness and doubt for the sake of discovery. May this gathering remind us that knowledge alone is insufficient without wisdom. May scholarship remain tethered to human dignity. May curiosity remain stronger than cynicism. May these graduates use what they have learned not merely to advance themselves, but to enlarge the possibilities of our shared world. And may all who enter here today feel gratitude for teachers, for loved ones, and for the mysterious gift of being alive long enough to learn deeply. Amen.
Good morning and welcome. I am David P. Lindstrom, Dean of the Graduate School, and it is my privilege to join you today for this celebration and to confer doctoral degrees from Brown University. I would like to begin by thanking Andrew Andraus for his performance of our national anthem and Rabbi Bolton for his invocation. And that was a fantastic rendition of the national anthem. Phenomenal. I would also like to share an acknowledgement of the land where we are seated today. Brown University is located in Providence, Rhode Island. on lands that are within the ancestral homelands of the Narragansett Indian tribe. We acknowledge that beginning with colonization and continuing for centuries, the Narragansett Indian tribe have been dispossessed of most of their ancestral lands in Rhode Island by the actions of individuals and institutions. We acknowledge our responsibility to understand and respond to those actions. The Narragansett Indian tribe, whose ancestors stewarded these lands with great care, continues as a sovereign nation today. We commit to working together to honor our past and build our future with truth. Now I would like to recognize the candidates and those who have supported them. Let me begin with the graduates themselves. Ascendant. This means please stand, and you will hear this word later in the ceremony. Clearly, Latin is still not part of the curriculum. Today, we recognize your dedication and your achievements. Now I welcome the parents, spouses, partners, and children of our graduating students. Here and watching from around the world, will you please stand if you are able? And finally, I want to recognize your faculty advisors and mentors. Will the faculty please stand? We are delighted to have you with us. Okay, please be seated. I am thrilled to be part of your celebration here on Pembroke Field. Seeing all of you gathered here is truly one of the greatest privileges of my role as dean. Earning your Doctor of Philosophy degree is a tremendous achievement. It is a long and demanding path representing the highest degree that can be earned. As with any great endeavor, this road was likely marked by setbacks, moments of doubt, or disappointment that tested your resolve. Yet you are here today because you chose to persevere. My hope is that you will leave Brown with confidence, fueled by that rare joy of discovery, the moment you realized you had uncovered an insight that, for the first time, began with you. It is an honor to share these final moments on campus with you. Please stay connected to your mentors, your peers, and the graduate school. I look forward to everything you'll achieve next. I know there will be much to celebrate. Because this is such a momentous day for our graduates and their families, I ask that you silence your phones. Please also note that full details for this ceremony and Brown's commencement weekend can be found on the Brown U app. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce the stage party. First on your left is the Associate Chaplain of the University for the Jewish Community, Rabbi Josh Bolton. Next is Maria Suarez, Associate Dean of Student Support. Next to her is Alicia Mosley Austin, Associate Dean of Diversity Inclusion and Interim Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, who along with Dean Suarez will hood the graduates. Beside her is Vanessa Ryan, Senior Associate Dean of Student Development. Next is Horacio Espinosa, who received his PhD from Brown University in 1992 and is this year's Horace Mann Medal recipient. And we are delighted to have Trustee Chanel Chambers Hale, who earned her PhD in sociology in 2023. And I have to mention I was on her dissertation committee. And next we have Trustee Emeritus William Tuado. He received his undergraduate degree at Brown in 1963 Together, they will confer degrees on behalf of the university. I now invite Vanessa Ryan to the podium.
It is my honor to introduce our student speaker, Melanie Ortiz Alvarez de la Campa. Melanie was chosen by the Graduate Student Council to address today's graduates. Melanie's path to this podium is a testament to the resilience and courage to follow one's curiosity. Melanie's journey at Brown began amidst the literal and figurative whirlwind of Hurricane Maria, which brought them here as a displaced undergraduate from the University of Puerto Rico. Encouraged by mentors to do what excites you, Melanie pivoted from a planned career in medicine to the world of microbiology, returning to Brown to earn a PhD in pathobiology. Their doctoral research has broken new ground by exploring how early life stressors shape the microbiome and influence the development of anxiety. Beyond the laboratory, Melanie has become a champion for representation and accessible science. As an NSF Graduate Research Fellow and co-founder of a Spanish language science communication organization, Ciencia Patores, they demystify complex research for the Spanish-speaking Caribbean community using language, music, and culture. From TikTok to award-winning leadership, Melanie bridges the gap between high-level data and human dialogue. Please join me in welcoming a scholar who reminds us that our greatest achievements are collective. Their address today is entitled, Embracing Your Temporal Self.
Thank you. Good morning. Buenos dias. What an exhilarating morning. I'm sorry that it's a little rainy, but I invite you to, instead of thinking of it as a nuisance, think of it as a warm welcome from my island, where it rains every 5 minutes. So, each of us here has their own story, and my story begins with my grandmother. My grandmother worked for 2 years without pay in a Cuban plantation field just to escape the Castro regime. She was 19, married with 1 kid, and had not finished the 8th grade. Neither of my grandmothers were able to finish school. Instead, they labored with hope for the future. So when I arrived at Brown 5 years ago, I had that weight of that legacy on my shoulders, a legacy of hope. As a first-generation Puerto Rican and Cuban scholar, I viewed this PhD as a way to finally prove that I was worthy of their sacrifice, to prove that I was enough in a world that isn't built for people like us. And I owed it to them to go as far as humanly possible. I would ace every class, I would take every opportunity, and convinced that the only way forward was through this constant, relentless grind. And I was prepared to treat my time here as the fight of my life. I believe that if I did every single thing asked of me, I would finally earn my place. I was conditioned to believe that the exhaustion that I'm sure many of us are feeling today was evidence of my worth, and that the degree was this ultimate prize. Foolishly, I thought that the legacy of hope was just on me. But I realized I was wrong. To move forward, we have to unlearn the idea that we are fighting alone. our story isn't found in our first author papers. It's a collaboration with all of the people, sometimes the ones that we pass by without a second thought. So our graduation today reflects the commitment of the paths paved before us and the commitment that we have to the ones we will build for the future. I know it's tempting to think of ourselves as the sole architects of these stories. Many poets have talked about it. I think of Julia de Burgos, yo misma fui mi ruta. I was my own route. A poem about finding agency in a world that gives us none. As PhDs, we have dedicated years of our lives to that relentless pursuit of understanding, trying to craft new stories that push us one step closer towards progress. But the longer I have been here, the more I have realized that the stories of this campus aren't just found in the archives, they are in the people who sustain us while we are here. Like the rideshare drivers who drove me back to campus after visiting family back home when the distance felt a little too heavy. They would look at me in the rearview mirror, ask me questions, and share their own stories. A common theme was always, sigue echándole ganas, keep giving it your all, you'll be home soon. Those conversations grounded me because they were real. Evidence of the world spinning despite my research being stuck or my papers unwritten. They reminded me that while I was busy trying to be my own route, there was an entire community out there acting as my compass, a community that is wonderful and that we all share. Community is everywhere on this hill if we only take the time to look. We are here today because of the administrators who have kept the gears turning when we felt like everything was grinding to a halt. We are here because of Felix, the shuttle driver who dropped me off every morning with a joke to cut through the stress. We are here because of our advisors who have dedicated their lives to teaching the future generations. We are here because of Henry, the custodian who cleans our labs and speaks of his own children's grades with such fierce pride, hoping that they'll one day be on this stage too. We are here because of the ushers, wearing red, and facility staff who have made the celebration possible today. We are here because of Tiane, the security guard who protects our campus while simultaneously studying aerospace engineering. And because of the gentleman who, after plowing the brown parking lots in the freezing dawn, saw my snow-covered driveway and cleared it just because he could. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is a thread in our hoods today. So being mindful and paying attention to these untold stories has taught me this. We can't live stuck in the present, in the future, or in the past. We need to be present in all three versions of ourselves. Today, let us honor all three. Let's honor our past selves, the ones who were scared, the ones who felt like imposters, the ancestors who dreamt of a day that they would never see. Let's honor our present selves. Feel the weight of this achievement, the pride of our peers, and the excitement that we all have here today. And let's look towards our future selves, knowing that we do not walk into it alone. The truth is, being present the past year was often painful. We have navigated a season marked by the shadows of war, the anxiety of funding cuts, and the shattering reality of violence within our own community. There were days when the gift of our presence felt too heavy, like a burden. But in those moments, we saw the strength of our ties. We saw that this community is not defined by its buildings, but by the way that we showed up for one another when we felt like everything was coming apart. We learned that we are more than the sum of our citations or the prestige of our titles. We are a family who clears the snow for the neighbor and speaks confidence into the student who feels small. So as we leave these gates, we must not let our future selves become strangers to the empathy that we practice here. We must reach back and pull the next generation forward, just as our community has pulled us to this stage. My grandmother labored in those fields for a future she could only hope for, and I am the harvest of her hope. But today, graduates, the field is ours. We have survived years that have tested our roots, and we have grown stronger because we grew together. So as we leave these gates, remember, we will rest in the peace that we sow. Today, we celebrate the harvest, and tomorrow, we pledge to begin anew and plant the seeds for those who follow. Congratulations, graduates. We did it together.
Thank you, Melanie. We now turn to the Joukowsky Family Foundation Dissertation Prizes. These prizes are named for the Joukowsky family, who have shown great generosity to the university over many years. With these prizes, we recognize outstanding achievements in research by PhD students across the disciplines. Recipients of the awards were nominated by their departments, and final selections were made by the Graduate Council. It is my pleasure to introduce Alicia Mosley Austin and Maria Suarez, who will present the awards.
Thank you, Dean Lindstrom. I am honored to present these awards for outstanding scholarly achievement. The winner of the Joukowsky Dissertation Prize in the Humanities is Shemula Shobande, who is receiving her PhD in classics. In her groundbreaking dissertation, Ghostwriters, Blackness, Gender, and Nostalgia in 20th Century Fiction, Shemula Ray explores the seams of the literary canon. She argues that Black women are the hidden architects of some of 20th century's most celebrated novels, the invisible threads holding together the works of authors ranging from William Faulkner to Toni Morrison. Her work challenges the long-held assumption that the literary world was strictly divided by race, showing instead how Black womanhood has always been essential to the construction of modern fiction. As a Fulbright Fellow, yes, yes. As a Fulbright Fellow in France, she bridged the gap between historical archives and literary theory, bringing a unique multilingual perspective to her work. Her mentors describe her as a scholar who does not just contribute to existing fields, but one who possesses the rare gift to discern conceptual linkages between texts that are rarely considered together. Beyond her research, Shemula Ray has been a transformative presence in our classrooms, leading difficult conversations with intellectual rigor and deep compassion. Congratulations, Shemula Ray. The Joukowsky Dissertation Award in the Life Sciences goes to Gray Babs, who completed his PhD in Health Services Research this spring. His dissertation is entitled Examining Disparities in Quality of Chronic Disease Care Amongst Transgender and Cisgender Medicare Beneficiaries. Gray's dissertation sets a new standard for equity in the American healthcare system. His work represents the first large-scale national analysis of healthcare quality for transgender Medicare beneficiaries. Through rigorous technical analysis, he uncovered a stark reality. Transgender patients face higher rates of chronic conditions at younger ages while frequently receiving lower quality care. Gray's research does more than just document disparity. It offers a roadmap for change. His work provides actionable solutions for policymakers and clinicians. What makes this achievement truly remarkable is the persistence behind it. Despite significant political and institutional challenges to research in this field, Gray maintained an exceptional level of productivity, publishing 19 peer-reviewed papers in top-tier journals. Yes. While serving as a dedicated mentor and leader on campus. He is recipient of an Early Career Investigator Award in Quality and Value from Academy Health. As Gray moves on to Harvard Medical School to continue his vital work, he leaves behind a legacy of research that is methodologically precise as it is profoundly human. Congratulations, Gray. It is an honor to recognize Meg Shea, the recipient of the Joukowsky Outstanding Dissertation Award in the Physical Sciences, who is receiving her PhD in chemistry. The title of her dissertation is Chemical Tool Development for Elucidating the Mechanistic Roles of Sulfane-Sulfur in Redox Signaling. Meg has spent her doctoral career illuminating the complex world of redox biology. Her work addresses a fundamental challenge in the field, creating the tools necessary to detect and manipulate reactive sulfur species, which are critical yet elusive molecules involved in cellular signaling and human disease. Meg's research is already considered field-defining, boasting an incredible record of 28 publications and a patent. Yes. Beyond her technical brilliance in the lab, she has been recognized globally as a CAS future leader and a young scientist for the Lindau Nobel Laureate meeting. Her contributions extend far beyond the bench. She is a dedicated mentor to over a dozen students and a proactive leader who has championed community building and mental health initiatives within the scientific community. As she prepares to begin her postdoctoral fellowship at the National Institutes of Health, Meg remains committed to bridging the gap between chemical innovation and global health. Please join me in congratulating an exceptional scientist, mentor, and leader, Meg Shea. The Joukowsky Dissertation Award in the Social Sciences goes to Sarah Christensen, who is receiving her PhD in history today. Sarah is being recognized for her groundbreaking research into the lives of enslaved women and girls in the Middle Early Ages. Her dissertation, Intimate Histories of Enslaved Women in Early Medieval Europe, challenges traditional grand narratives by focusing on history at the smallest scale. The lived experiences, labor, and daily negotiations of women who have long been overlooked by the historical record. Tracing a northern arc of trade from the shores of Ireland and Iceland to the Byzantine and Islamic empires, Sarah utilizes a unique, intimate history methodology. By bridging medieval studies with Black feminist scholarship, she recovers the presence of women from silent archives, including Norse sagas, Arabic travelogues, and Byzantine visionary texts. Her work centers on the lives of 4 specific women to demonstrate that enslaved women were not marginal, but central to medieval concepts of kinship, class, and belonging. A former Fulbright Mock Fellow and Peter Green Doctoral Fellow, Sarah currently serves as a lecturer at Princeton University, where she continues her work as a scholar and dedicated educator. Congratulations, Sarah. It is a privilege to recognize these outstanding scholars. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Mosley Austin and Dean Suarez. And again, thank you to the Joukowsky family for their generosity. And to the recipients, I add my congratulations for your outstanding contributions to scholarship. We now turn to the Horace Mann Medal. This award was established in 2003 and is given annually to a Brown University Graduate School alum who has made significant contributions in their field. It is with great pleasure that I call this year's Horace Mann Medal recipient, Horacio Espinosa, to the podium to receive his honor. A 3-time Brown graduate, Horacio Espinosa has dedicated his career to building the future one atom at a time. As the Walter P. Murphy Professor at Northwestern University and Director of the Institute for Cellular Engineering Technologies, Dr. Espinosa has reshaped our understanding of material science and personalized medicine. From uncovering the indestructible secrets of carbon nanotubes to developing AI-enhanced technologies that deliver life-saving molecules into single cells, his research transforms how we interact with the building blocks of life and industry. His global impact is reflected not only in his membership in the National Academy of Engineering, but also in his ranking as one of the most cited scholars in his field, a testament to a career spent solving the world's most complex, unsolved questions. Beyond the laboratory and his over 600 technical papers, Dr. Espinosa's legacy is defined by his commitment to the next generation of innovators. Known for his collaborative spirit, he has been a tireless champion for underrepresented voices in engineering through the Future Leaders Initiative. Whether he is studying the architectural complexity of seashells or designing the next generation of sustainable batteries, he embodies the highest ideals of academic excellence and service. Today, in recognition of his groundbreaking contributions to micro and nanomechanics and his unwavering dedication to mentorship, I am honored to present the 2026 Horace Mann Medal to a true pioneer of the microscopic world, Dr. Horacio Espinosa. Thank you, Dr. Espinosa.
It is my pleasure to introduce Sofia Verba, who is graduating today with her doctoral degree in Slavic Studies. She has served the Graduate Student Council as Chair of Student Life and Treasurer over the past 4 years. Sofia will present this year's Wilson Du Bois Award, which honors a staff member who has made outstanding contributions to doctoral students and the graduate school.
The recipient of the 2026 Wilson Du Bois Award is Michelle Willand, Program Manager for the Pathobiology Graduate Program. Michelle has been a cornerstone of the program for nearly 20 years. As program coordinator, she supports every stage of doctoral training, guiding students and faculty with exceptional expertise, care, and dedication. Beyond her administrative leadership, Michelle is a trusted advisor, advocate, and community builder who fosters an inclusive and supportive environment for all students. Her impact is deeply felt across the program, where she is known not only for her knowledge, but for her warmth, responsiveness, and unwavering commitment to student success. For her outstanding contributions to doctoral education, the Graduate Student Council is proud to present Michelle Willand with the Wilson Du Bois Award. Congratulations.
We now turn to the conferral of degrees. Okay. I'm sorry.
A few lines here. Soci honorandi. Humanas quod ad gradum in philosophia doctores ediones comprimus, vobis presentamus, et eos ad hoc graduum promovere liceat rogamus. Candidates ad graduum de philosophia doctoris ascendant.
Continue here.
I think I do another one. Autoritate mihi commissa vos ad gradum in philosophia doctoris admitto. Omnioque jura a privilegia ad hoc gradum presentia vos concedo, quaere in testimonium haec diplomate vobis solemnitor trado.
Please be seated. That's in English. I have the honor to present the recipients of the Doctor of Philosophy degree of Brown University. I wish to report that 291 students have completed their degree requirements this academic year. Will all doctoral degree candidates please rise?
Isn't this when we actually pass them out?
That's how we got to continue. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed. Okay, we'll begin. Jack William Barota. Federico Tsao. Michael Francis DiScala II. Anthony M. Englert. Max William Pacelli. Nasir Thato Marumo. Megan Ann Carley. Gray Barber Babs. Olivia Angelina Kennison. Tilas Cabangele. Julia C. Ferrara. Xiaoyu Alina Yang. Jonathan William Bade Tollefson. Congratulations. Gautam Piduri. Stephen Paul Lindahl. Sigan Yu. Avery Hatch Morrow. They get younger every year. Meredith Gilman. Miles David Miller Dixon. Stephen Emerson Creech. Nathaniel Marcus Gilman. Ahona Paujoduri. Benjamin Daniel Salinas. Arnav Adhikari. Isabel Farias Velasco. Dima Nasser. Scott Sherlock Griffey. Nilofar Razmi. Nicole Marie Moody. Brooke Lauren Quinn. Elizabeth Sinclair Silva. Joseph Luis Aguilera. Kimberly Stephanie Mesa. Jennifer L. Dumouchel. Jessica Eep. Alice Ting Shah. Madhuga Layak. Megan Kaylee Doyle. Christopher Joseph Luson. Alexis Nicole Meservi. Craig Aaron Clevin. Zachary Stephen Samuel Lewis Saliba. Alec McCall. Alejandro Contreras. Muhammad Omar Afzal. Fred Thomas Shia II. Maximilian Frederick Foley Keene. Morgan G. Thomas. Jasmine Cherie Clark. Dominique Alexis Barnes. Kiana Santiago Vaughn. Jonathan William Price. Erica L. Mesaros. Sayaka Kochiyama. Thomas J. Pilvalite. Shri Jun Niyoji. Blake Lennon Hansen. Nicholas A. Lewis. Shuo Feng. Sienna Elizabeth DeVoe. Emma Elizabeth McDonald. Catherine Frances McDaniel. Natalie Renee Friedgood. Dominique Pablito. Whoa. Bao Li Yang. No. Kei Yoshida. Madeline Helmer Pelgrim. Anthony A. Bruno. Adrian M. Corsari. Abdullah P. Rashed Ahmed. Kathleen Frances Carmichael. Julia Asame Nicolai. Alexa Loretta Knight. Patrick Michael McKee. Juyu Ju. Ivan Felipe Rodriguez. Bihu Chi. Haram Go. Eric Zhu. John Matthew Nicholas. Elise Bodeng. Anna Lo Piccolo. Kira Andra Wilk. Carol Beatu Hundal. K. Ma. Jeanette Naomi Levin. Thomas Alexander Williams. Andrea Lauren Mason. Jared Ethan Nierenberg. Catherine Ann Gagnon. Zacharias E. Escalante. Jiwoo Su. Alexis Ortega. Aaron Paul Baumgart. Jasper Salt. Catherine Marie Contes. Olu Washe Melore Shobande. Pratik Vesh. Chibikem Chukudalu Edawa Wizu. Sohar Frank. Aotian Fu. Brandon John Woodard. Rongjen Wu. Michael Aoki Durrell. Molly McQuinlan. Olivia P. McKissick. Hannah Hyde. Carlos Antonio Toro Cepeda. Aditya Gurusirupa Kanale. Kelvin Luo. Tien Yun. Noé Vladimir Mercado. Sarah Ferris Christensen. Augusta da Silveira de Oliveira. Phoebe Lynn Lavat. Meg Shea. Jasmine Shiri. Ralph Amunyu Welwing. Catherine Quinn Mai Win. Melanie Ortiz Alvarez de la Campa. Kimoni Machiko Burke. Asfaq Ahmed. Sofia Verba. Amanda Julia Arsuno. Devon Maureen Newhouse. Amelia Gabrielle Bailey. Titus Kipkemboy Maina. Madeline Elizabeth Federling. Mithun Ravi Sankar. Torin Keys Spangler. Joyce Silva Fernandez. Kevin William Ennis. Daniel Joseph Bate. Pamuda Mayantika Tenakun. Jonathan R. Duval. David Lal Parsard. Benjamin R. Easton. Manar al-Assad. Siobhan Nicolette Mulhall Perks. Adriana Carola Salazar Coariti. Owen William Tower. Celia Caroline Stern. Sofia Belen Bidotto. Josiah Seth Bisbee. Lise Gabrielle Miltner Oneto. Binish Pervais. Allison Sulik Weber. William Joseph Rudman. Rao Chin Zhang. Reza Esfandiapur. Cole McLeod Williams. Micha Golam Veneski. Varun Kumar. Carolyn B. Confer. Matthew Kateb Goldman. Katharina Marita Weigold. Maximilian Chervin Bridge. Jorge Rafael Rosario Rosario. Taja El Shabazz. Esther Fanelli. Ike Yuri. Ailish A. Burns. Alejandra Irene Cueto Piazza. Chanel Dupuis. Tasala Amina Abdullahi. Morgan Davenport Clark. Annabelle Rose Suter. Sydney Mariah Gicalone. Caitlin H. Fennerty. Itamar Levin. Shiyen Sao. Chiyon Shum. Xiu. Nicholas M. Tolley. Jason Xinyu Liu. Rafael Alberto Rodriguez Sanchez. Samuel R. Lobel. Saket Tiwari. Utisha Yan. Damale Nzinga Coleman Britton. Tara M. Holman. Chinyere Anna Ren Odim. Kara McCrae Gibson. Eric Thomas Jones. Alexandria Renee Miller. Malcolm Khalil Thompson. Justin Anthony Lang. Angel F. Calvin. Bahati Christian Nankera. Miles Austin Bartholomew. Donnell Allen Williamson, Jr. Shiyu Jo. Shemante Basu. Bruno Cardinale Lago Marcino. Juan Ignacio Pereira Pereira. Andrés Sebastián Mena. Matthew Paul Schelling. Gabrielle Nicole Grafton. Baoyang Yang. Moritz Pohl. Jiaoyue Shang. Gyungbei Park. Stephen Su Yang Lee. Finn David Shulu. Samuel Musker. Kira Elizabeth Vaprick. Almos Shaba Molnar. Shijie Wang. Yi Ching Liang. Iran Huang. Zufei Liu. Raphael Asaya Britt. Dodo Yu. Radha Laxman Kalekar. Andrew Huang. Susan Lynn Hayes. Megan Elizabeth Bellarose. Tong Su. Inga Chinilina. Alexander F. Harden. Kiana Michelle Knight. Peter Alexander Van Katwick. Joel Simon Fesky.
It's your turn, son.
We'll give it a shot. Videte egetur ut probe integrique in emolumentum rei publicae et in Dei honorem, ut decet eos ad grado honores assugeratus. Sedete doctores in philosophia. Congratulations on receiving your Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Congratulations. You may now be seated, everyone. So we want to finish this up. I'd like to thank Trustee William Twaddle and Chanel Chambers-Hale, Rabbi Bolton, and my fellow deans and the terrific staff of the Graduate School for help in making this such a successful event. As you go out into the world to serve, in the words of Brown's Charter, with usefulness and reputation in various roles, I ask you to remain connected to Brown as loyal alumni. You are now and will remain an integral part of the university and its traditions. I now proclaim autoritat mihi commissa declaro ceremonia terminata. Congratulations. Congratulations. The doctoral ceremony will now conclude with a benediction and the Alma Mater. Afterwards, we ask graduates, family, and guests to stay seated until the platform party has departed. Thank you. I invite Rabbi Bolton to the podium.
Rabbi Bolton is here. Benediction. And now it is time to go. Some of you will remain in universities. Some of you will enter laboratories, hospitals, classrooms, archives, studios, firms, and institutions. Some of you will become public voices. Some of you will quietly shape the future without recognition. Some of you will discover that expertise does not eliminate uncertainty. May you leave this place with sharp minds and open hearts. May you resist becoming machines for productivity. May you remember that behind every data set is a human being. May you continue to ask beautiful questions. May you remain capable of wonder. May your work alleviate suffering. May your words carry integrity. May your ambition remain guided by compassion. May you know when to labor fiercely and when to rest. May you build lives that are not only impressive, but meaningful. And when the world becomes noisy and disorienting, may you remember that wisdom is often quiet. Go forth in peace, with courage, with humility, and with delight in the unfinished mystery of being human. Amen.
Alma Mater, we hail thee with loyal devotion and bring to thine altar our offering of praise. Our hearts swell within us with joyful emotion as the name of Old Brown in thy chorus we raise. The happiest moments of youth's fleeting hours we've passed 'neath the shades of these time-honored walls. And sorrows as transient as April's brief showers have clouded our lives in Brunonia's halls.
The doctoral ceremony is now concluded. Enjoy the day.